Hello YouTube world, Pretend Farmer here. Not a real farmer, just pretending. We're here in the kitchen. We've got our water glassed eggs. Those of you that follow our channel, remember that we water glassed these 3 months ago. For those of you that really want to see the in-depth process start to finish of how we filled up the jar and did all the water glassing, that video is still posted. Just go back about 3 months ago. It's the video we did on how to preserve your eggs for up to 2 years. For those of you that are in a hurry and you just want the straight facts real quick, water glassing eggs is just a method of preservation that dates back way before refrigeration. And this method of preserving your eggs is known to be good for up to 2 years. Most people that do this, we kind of all agree, you don't want to push it much past a year. I think your quality starts to go downhill at the very least. But you know, overall, you could never leave eggs set out at room temperature on your counter for no more than 2, maybe 3 weeks at the most. The cool thing about water glassing is we can put these eggs in the solution, keep them under our cabinet, and they'll sit there for months and be ready when we're ready to eat them. A few quick reminders for doing this is you don't want to use chlorinated water. Use either well water or preferably what we used, distilled water. The other thing you're going to need is pickling lime. What you're going to do is take a set of scales and you're going to measure out 1 ounce of your lime by weight. You're going to weigh 1 ounce of lime per 1 quart of water. That's the ratio. 1 ounce of lime per quart of water. For however big of a container you're filling. You can use a bucket, but if you're going to use a plastic bucket, make sure it's a food grade bucket, because we talked about that last time. There's some toxins or something in the plastic that can leach out if it's not a food grade container, and it probably would never kill you, but you might live a couple less days because of it. The important thing is to make sure that these eggs stay submerged. When you're doing this, use fresh eggs, and absolutely positively make sure you are using farm fresh unwashed eggs. Do not go to the grocery store and buy eggs that they're selling at Walmart or something. Those eggs have been washed. They will not work for this. It has to be unwashed eggs. Preferably ones that are freshly laid, 24 hours old or less. This doesn't have to be done in one shot. You don't have to fill this up and seal it in one day. You can fill it up until it's full over the course of a week or two. Add eggs to it, take away from it, whatever you need to do. Just make sure you're using fresh eggs that are unwashed. Well, we've stalled enough now. Let's go ahead and tear into these and see how they've held up over the last few months. We've never done this before, but supposedly, if you rinse the eggs off before you fix them, there is no lime flavor. Looks like scrambled eggs to me. Ooh.
Here at Pretend Farms LLC, we are not liable for anybody that gets food poisoning, death, or serious injury as a result of eating raw or undercooked eggs. Pretend Farmer, loco, el gringo, no bueno, si habla el absurdo.
It's only natural that we would want to test these on Samson before we try and actually consume them ourselves. Let's see how it goes. Here goes. Bon appetit. Just kidding. Well, it's been about an hour since we've digested the eggs now. Haven't experienced any kind of diarrhea, vomiting, not even any flatulence. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and say this was a success. Great way to preserve your eggs. So I know what you're thinking. Well, what's the point in doing this if I can just save them on my counter for a week or two, eat them fresh, and worst case scenario, I'll put them in the fridge if I don't get around to them. What's the advantage in doing this? Well, it's simple. Around November-ish, your chickens really start throttling back their laying as the days get shorter, and they don't really lay much throughout the middle part of winter. We're just now here on the Pretend Farm. Egg production is starting to crank back up as spring approaches. But, you know, if you want to start banking up your eggs when you've got lots of them rolling in early fall, that way you'll have those eggs to pull from midwinter when your chickens have stopped laying. And ideally, this way you would never have to buy eggs from a store if they mean that much to you from your chickens. Or just go buy them from Walmart. We really don't care what you do. Assuming you watched this video, you're probably curious about how to preserve them. So the question is, what are you waiting for? Pretend Farmer showed you how to do it. Start water glassing your eggs today. Till next time, this is the Pretend Farmer signing out.